I don't know, Google, this ain't looking like Phoenix. Must have missed that left turn in Albuquerque. Oh, hey, Ken Roller here, fresh and alive. Doing GPS. No, I'm not looking for buried treasure, and I'm not taking selfies. This is how I do GPS. And I'll tell you why. Little quick travel tip. I was traveling around Bosnia and Croatia a few months ago, and I was doing a lot of GPS, a lot of walking GPS, walking around these cities with my cell phone in my hand. I didn't think to bring a selfie stick. And also traveling around in cars, I had GPS running on a cell phone mounted up on the dash. My brother had a cell phone next to me. It had a hotspot, a Wi-Fi hotspot. People I was traveling with had all this wireless stuff, you know, a wireless hotspot, a backup GPS, and on and on. And then the places we were staying at, the Airbnb places we stayed at, they all had Wi-Fi, and they were usually in apartments where they were surrounded by Wi-Fi as well. So, you know, even though I had protection on my phone and stuff, even though I had protection in my room at night and where I was staying, because I bring my rest shield and stress shields with me, my SCADA devices, even though I had all of that, I was still getting exposed to a lot of EMF. I was also turning off the Wi-Fi in the places I was staying at when I wasn't using it. So, you know, I was minimizing to the best that I could and carrying protection, and yet I was being so bathed in all this EMF that after about 4 or 5 days, I started getting heart arrhythmias. And I didn't realize it was the EMF. You know, my heart started skipping beats, and it was just constantly all day long missing beats and fibrillating and acting weird. It didn't hurt, but it was just acting really weird, and it was kind of scary. And then one evening I wind up going back to my Airbnb place, and when I get there, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. You know, my chest wasn't hurting, but my heart was just pounding and racing and missing beats, and I had to lay down for about a half an hour to slow it down, and I had to take minerals, magnesium particularly, to relax my muscles in my heart and slow them down enough. It took about a half an hour. So I learned that, actually, what happened was it didn't occur to me that it was the EMF that was causing this problem until the next day when I went to get a SIM card for my cell phone for the local area. And when I was in the cell phone store, I started thinking, I wonder if maybe it's the cell phone and all this EMF I've been exposed to. And so I wound up shutting off all these devices. I stopped using the walking GPS. By that time I had a good idea of where I was at, and I knew how to get where I needed to go walking around. So I didn't need to use the walking GPS and hold it into my hand. I had my brother turn his cell phone in airplane mode, and we kept the Wi-Fi off. And after that, I never had a problem. And I've seen this before with people. We get emails and calls from people that have heart arrhythmias and other issues from EMF. And a lot of people don't equate these health issues with EMF, EMF being electromagnetic fields. And so I've found out since it's very common for EMF to cause these kinds of problems, not just heart arrhythmia, but also sleep problems, focus problems, racing mind. I saw an interview with Elon Musk, for example, the other day where he was being interviewed by Joe Rogan, and he was talking about how his mind just is constantly racing with all these ideas and he can't shut it off. And during the interview, he's got his cell phone sitting next to him, and he's taking messages on his cell phone while he's in the interview. And it's like, oh, well, there's a reason why your mind's racing. All that EMF just constantly. And this is a big, big problem with younger generations, being exposed to all this EMF from their cell phones and putting it up to their head all the time, sleeping with it right next to you on the nightstand. Big time problem. And most people do not realize. I see this all the time. I see it with my own staff. You know, I send my staff all this information about studies that have been done, about my experiences, what I'm seeing with all this stuff, the testing that I'm doing. And even so, they really don't care. I mean, they care, but they don't. They keep using their cell phones. Because these things are so convenient and there's so much you can do with them, it's difficult for people to not want to use them. And I understand that. I'm not a Luddite. You know, I use a cell phone, but I use it safely. I have protection on this thing. I've got one of our harmonic shields on my cell phone. I've got, I don't use Wi-Fi at home. I have a Wi-Fi router that I can turn on if I've got friends or somebody visiting, or if I need to get Wi-Fi for my cell phone updates or whatever, I'll turn it on. As soon as it's done, I turn it off. I don't sit around using this stuff all the time. And if you use this technology like that, if you use this wireless technology like this, turn it on when you need it, turn it off when you don't need it. When I'm walking around with my cell phone, I never put a live cell phone up next to my body. I never put it in my pocket on. It's either in airplane mode or it's off if it goes anywhere near my body. And my staff and my friends can tell you. I tell people not to try and get a hold of me on my cell phone because they won't. I don't take calls on my cell phone. I don't email on my cell phone. I do what I need to do when I'm traveling, when I'm on the road. You know, there's a lot of really useful apps for airlines and airports and finding restaurants and that kind of stuff. I use them. But I turn the phone on, I find the stuff, and either I get it away from me and let the GPS run away from me, or I shut it off, put it in airplane mode. And so that's how I use a cell phone and use all this wireless technology while, you know, being able to avail myself of the benefits without getting screwed up by the EMF. And so if you've been having problems with sleep, if you've been having problems with focus, with brain function, with memory, with heart arrhythmias, or any other weird health problems, do an EMF detox. Get away from this stuff for a few weeks and see what happens. And you know, if you're in a profession or something where you absolutely can't turn your phone off all the time, set it in airplane mode when you can. Keep it away from you. Use a selfie stick instead of holding it in your hands. If you're working on the cell phone, put it on a desk or a table and, you know, tap on the screen like that instead of holding it. Definitely don't put it up next to your head. So if you do that, you'll see an amazing improvement, probably in your mood, certainly in brain function, memory, your energy levels, all kinds of stuff. So there's my little quick tip for travel. Avoid the EMF, put protectors on your phones, put them on all the wireless stuff, turn the routers off if you can when you're traveling. When I travel with Airbnb places, it's easy to turn the routers off. You know, I've always been in places where I can turn the routers off. Hotels, can't do that. So with hotels, I use my Rest Shield device, my powered pyramid. I also have a Stress Shield portable handheld device I carry in my pocket. We'll be bringing those back out onto the market. Please don't call or email asking me when, because I don't know when. It's about 90% done with some design upgrades to it. But between my travel schedule and other things, I have not been able to get back to it. So as soon as I can get back to it and get it finalized and get it into production, then I will notify everybody on my mailing list. So anyway, little EMF tip for you. Use a selfie stick. Thanks for watching.